Dagnabbit, you ruined the sign! How are they gonna read it now?
Bingo. Joe, come in. I've located the recon plane. What's left of it, anyway. The rescue mission is off.
What are you talking about?
Their landing was a little rougher than you thought. There's no one left to rescue.
Casualties of war. Unless you want to join them, keep moving and retrieve that black box.
Welcome back, my little lambs, for more Bionic Commando fun. We've reached the part of the city where the plane has crashed, and it doesn't look like there's a chance for any survivors. Joe dropped a weapon pod for us, so we need to go over to that and see what nice item it contains. It's probably going to be something that's going to be helpful. There also appears to be a collectible on the building next to it, and that should be easy to get to. This area is filled with water, so we're definitely going to have to make sure we've got our A game for swinging and grappling objects. Let's go! The collision detection on these collectibles is stupid in some cases. I literally had to run circles around this one to sit there and get it to pick up. And as we've seen in the previous videos, sometimes they're putting these things out in the air and there is clearly no way of getting to them. There's nothing nearby to grapple to, so I definitely am probably going to have to look up online just what is up with these darn collectibles, because this is getting really silly at times. All of a sudden my controller stopped working on me. Apparently the batteries had died. I hadn't gotten any low battery warning indications, so I had to plug in a darn cable to keep going.
Chew on that!
Okay, so we need to take a quick look around to kind of form our plan here. We're obviously going to be having to take what looks like a long way around to try and get to the top of the building where the planes crashed. So, looks like we're in for some heavy swinging. I think that's definitely going to be one that we've got to just forget about, because it looks like the only way to swing through it would have been to possibly let go in a way that we would have dropped into the water. So, again, some of these collectibles, it looks like they put them in areas specifically to where if you really want them, you're probably going to have to sit there and die.
black box.
This is Secretary Armstrong. We managed to get some coordinates from that black box. Some kind of enemy staging base. Proceed to these coordinates and see what you can find. That place is hopping with those scumbags, so try not to get yourself killed. But Spencer, don't try too hard.
Joe, I got something. Some kind of code.
It's probably an access code used by BioRain called a Matrix. Maybe you can open some of their locked doors now.
Since it doesn't have a whole lot of rounds, I'm trying to save my sniper rifle ammo, so for the small enemies like this, I'm just going to use my regular gun. I want to save the sniper rifle for use against other snipers, since they're probably going to be the biggest threats. these guys here, even though they're not enemy snipers, they would definitely be good ones to use the rifle on.
Joe, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
You got anything that can deal with airborne bogeys?
I'll see what I can do. Those polycraft don't stand up well to high-impact collisions. Smashing into them with something heavy, say a car or your ego, can make them lose hull integrity. Hold down the trigger to lock onto the enemy. Even you could miss.
Down you go!
Deftly handled, Spencer. But you better get moving before more polycraft arrive.
Well, as you saw in that battle, the rocket launcher definitely helps for flying enemies. The punch and throw objects thing, it's a neat game mechanic, but it is very tricky to master. As you saw, there was a lot of times that I just could not get everything to fly in the way I wanted it to. I'm not sure if you actually have to try and get your crosshairs on the enemy that you're wanting to throw things at or what, but it just seems like it's kind of really a hard thing to master when you're fighting against moving enemies. In the tutorial, we were just dealing with a target dummy that stood there, easy to hit. But out in the real world of the game, where you're actually fighting, it seems like it's really just not a good combo attack to use. It's definitely very niche.
about the intruders? What? There's more than one? An entire squad of our guys got killed. Of course there's more than one.
And of course, after I sit there and make a nice statement on how I think it's kind of tricky to do, I managed to somehow pull it off perfectly. So, we're going to try seeing what else we can throw at these guys over there and see if we can actually get things to hit and connect. So I just now realized that you can actually switch your weapons at pods and decide which one that you want to keep with you. We're going to go ahead and swap out here, and hopefully that won't beat us in the butt. Well, I can see that there's another collectible way off in the distance, and it looks like if we could get back to the one building that we were in, we should be able to swing along the outside of it and possibly make it over there. But I'm not in the mood to try and waste the time doing that, especially since we've already missed a couple. There's definitely no way we're going to be able to collect all the ones in the area. This is going to be something that we have to come back for later. Okay, so reading the file that we found when we hacked into the relay, we've started to learn a little bit about the so-called Bionic Purge and just why public sentiment turned against the Bionics program, of who all was in charge of overseeing the Bionics program, And we've got another minefield that's deactivated, and it's a pretty big one that we've got to swing through. So we're going to go ahead and start trying to make our way through it, but as you're going to end up seeing, I get to a spot to where I'm not quite sure what's going on. Either I've got one hell of a timing I've got to figure out, or I need to try and find a different way around. And this is kind of one of those classic little traps of, it looks like you can go this way, but really you shouldn't be doing. And that's kind of been a hallmark of this level so far. You saw back earlier in the beginning of the video, when I got into that first building, it would start giving me radiation warnings, and so I would turn away from those, but that was actually what I needed to do, was go towards them to get through the building. So the game kind of tricks you at times. It says don't go this way, but you really have to go that way, and then it shows you what looks like the way that you should be going, but it's not really the way you should be going. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, my little lambs, and I hope to see you again next time in the Digital Wonderlands.